Aloha faithful! Welcome to another segment of Don't Trip, where we discuss things that people are basically tripping about and explain to you why we say
Don't trip.
Today we're going to be talking about some major players coming off injury from last season, as well as, unfortunately, a couple of fresh injuries we received during the off-season.
Yes.
So Mal, why don't you get us up to date?
All right. So coming back from last year, impact players that we think are really going to do something in the upcoming season. Weston Richburg, center. He went down week 14, torn patellar tendon. Thankfully for us, Ben Garland came in backup duty and did a fantastic job. So, but having him back healthy just solidifies the O-line. Chemistry is fantastic. We really want that. Next, let's go into Ronnie Blair. So he goes down week 10, torn ACL. Up until that point, the slogan on the D-line was, if you want to win,
Put Ronnie in.
disruptor. Your man did a lot under the radar. So having him back healthy is going to be fantastic. Wide receiver, Trent Taylor. Man, we all know. Third down, that was Jimmy's go-to guy before he went down. So having him back healthy, partner him up with Wes Welker as the coach, it's going to be fantastic to have him back. Again, adds depth to the wide receiver core. That room is going to be fantastic. Back to the D-line, DJ Jones. Week 14, he went down high ankle sprain. Before that, again, under the radar performer. Very good against the run. Still was able to put pressure, quarterback hurries, hits. So having him back healthy in the middle and putting him alongside Armstead and Kinlaw, I think that's going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty, right? Keep it going. Back to the offense. Jarrett McKinnon. If you haven't been online and seen any of his IG footage, please do yourself a favor. Your boy's feet are ridiculous. Cutting. You instantly see why he was one of Shanahan's targets when Shanahan first got the job. Okay? So getting him back. Let's go back and we'll stay with the offensive side. Jalen Hurd. If you didn't see his footage from preseason last year, go ahead and watch that. If we can get anything close to that coming back, he himself alone, because of his skill set, is a great Swiss Army knife for Shanahan. He's got running back skills. He's got wide receiver skills. He's got tight end skills and size and physicality. How about we bookend him on the other side from George Kittle, and now we got a 2 tight end set. It's nasty. So getting those cats back, impact players, they've had more than an off season to recoup. So hopefully we get them back 100%, all good. New injuries that have taken place over off season. You can't hate on these guys. Grind. They're working out, in separate little groupings and just trying to get better every day, right? But sometimes stuff happens. So DJ Reed, torn pec. What's interesting is that last year, Quan had the exact same injury and he comes back in 2 months. So there is some optimism there that he could be back before, too much time goes by in the season. But it's just kind of questionable whether he's going to make it back for training camp. Deebo, so he had a broken bone in his foot, similar injury to Trent last year. He did have his surgery already, and it was a successful surgery. Everything came back good. So he's expected 10-week recovery, and he's expected to be back by week 1. And he may actually get some training camp in there. It depends. The schedule is kind of open right now. Nobody really knows with what's going on in the world whether sports is going to stay to this, football is going to stay to this calendar. So we'll see. But hopefully he won't miss too much game time. Okay. And then Richie James, fractured wrist. Hopefully a 2-month recovery, but we'll see. It's, could be on the short end of the 2 months. It could extend,
10 that happened in June, so.
Yeah. And so we'll see about that as well. But we'll keep these injuries close and keep you guys updated as far as, we know what's going on. So what do you think about the further implications of some of these injuries?
So as kind of a don't trip B, right? I think to your point, a lot of these guys are supposed to come back in time to train or, very beginning of the season, right? And many of them, the Trent Taylors is out there working right now. You can watch his video. He looks explosive. He's cutting on a dime. McKinnon, like you said, out there on video, healthy right now, should be starting. So what I'm telling y'all not to trip about is because of the depth, right? So we are a little, I don't want to snake, but there's some of this repetitive, right? Trent Taylor, this has been, two seasons now, right, where he's had, some injuries and hasn't been able to come back. McKinnon hasn't taken a snap for us yet, right? And I think they're both going to be huge. They were saying Trent Taylor looked like he was ready to go to the Pro Bowl in his last offseason before he got hurt, right? We all know what Jack can do and why he's here. We want to see him in Shanahan's system so damn bad. But the reason why, again, above and beyond that, I don't think we should trip is because we're so deep right now.
Right.
I mean, I went through line by line. You already brought up. So when Richburg went down, Ben Garland came in and held it down. Dare I say, played a little better than him in some instances, right? So that's kind of like Ben's going to take over eventually anyway. So I'm not, if he has any kind of recurring problems or gets hurt again, he does have a bit of injury history as well. Ben Garland is going to step right in, already has chemistry with the line, and he's solid. He's great. Ronnie, man, when he goes down, we're so deep at D-line too. I mean, everybody, because, we were so excited about seeing what we got at Contavia Street. And he came back, he got some snaps, and he looked pretty good, got a little, and it was kind of one of those things too, it was end of the season, we were deep, we were going, we could put him on the injury reserve. Sure. I don't think we really needed to. Right. So he's got time. We still got Solly Thomas. Right, we're deep. He's not starting right now, so that's a rotational player. We're talking about a rotational player in Ronnie Blair. Same with DJ Jones. DJ Jones is actually going to back up on a lot of downs. Kinlaw,
yeah.
Right, and Kinlaw's thicker than Buckner. Sure. Right, he's a little more powerful with the long arms and a lot of the moves too. So between Javon Kinlaw starting, between Contavia Street, Solly Thomas, if anything sets that back, we're good as far as depth goes. Jalen Hurd, if you guys didn't, see our breakdown on the 2020 draft, we literally drafted his replacement, his just-in-case replacement, Juwan Jennings. Yeah. Right? As much as I want Jalen Hurd to come back, and he's healthy, and he's looking good, and we hope he can do everything we think we did, we drafted a guy just in case, and Juwan Jennings, who can hopefully step in, and hopefully, regardless, he does some stuff, on his own, but that's a just in case, we're there. And McKinnon, and then on top of McKinnon, let's just, we got, Raheem looking for a trade as well, right? So I think that's going to work itself out. I think we'll give him a little more guaranteed money. I think he'll play at least another season for us. But if not, let's say McKinnon doesn't come back and we lose Mustard. Sure. I feel fine with Tevin Coleman and Jeff Wilson Jr. walking through that door starting. Wow. I'm fine with that. Okay. And the 2 undrafted free agents we got. Yep. Don't get me wrong, it's not what I want to happen. Right. But I'm not being like, what are we supposed to do this week?
With Shanahan.
With our system, with Shanahan. And these guys have already proven, these are proven dudes. Yeah. These aren't just like the undrafted guys that we think will fit and you could do a little something too. Yeah. These guys have already done it and showed that they could do it. DJ Reed, love DJ Reed. He is a backup, right? So, and we're pretty deep in the secondary as well as far as backups. I know a lot of people don't think we're top heavy, but you're sleeping on Mosley and K'Wan Williams. I think we got one of the best secondaries in the league, and we got some players, waiting. There's Witherspoon who's trying to earn back a spot. We got a couple guys back there. He's going to get the starting position. So we've got a couple guys, back there. And again, DJ Reed is already a backup. So it's not like we're missing a starter, but he does play, good on special teams. There's some things we need him for, but it's not as big of an impact. And again, we're deep enough to, I think, sustain all of these. Yeah. We're not going to have to sustain all of these. So I think it's going to be, I think we're good to go. That's basically why we're telling y'all. Don't trip.